Okay, I had to redo this video because of the mental battles they're creating. But I don't mind making videos about this. Um, First of all, I just want to say thank you, God. Thank God I didn't live my life like this clowns that you see here, and you'll know what I'm saying here. So today, what's happening is, as a target individual, I deal with what you call this V2K synthetic telepathy, where they have this ability to manipulate me in the way they want me to experience whatever I'm perceiving, whatever I'm seeing. My mind, my thought process are manipulated, and it's degrading. Some of the manipulation are extremely disturbing, some are less extreme, but it's disturbing all the way. And so I gotta make sure I try to articulate what's happening to me. But what you're gonna see here is kind of validation that these clowns are these foul retards that actually validate you in ways that just validates you that they clearly would do things of that nature because this is what you're doing. Okay, so what you're seeing is a multiple pictures. At the bottom over there, you see some weird childlike teenager in the hallway. A very weird little teenage kid, bizarre as it gets. Truly, sometimes she might even appear to be a little bit more challenged mentally. She's not, but she's doing things of that could be considered that. Apparently, I'm being told that this childlike individual, this teenager, is supposed to be framing me. Now you clearly see something's not right here. It is disturbing. And the reason why that is happening is because she's involved in a program that target individual are in. Target individual are the test subjects that the government are utilizing, where the test subjects, which are human beings, are being altered and rewired with technology that they've been developing since the 50s and the 60s. They utilize human subject and then they contract people around them to help with the development of this technology by participating in the breaking down of the target individual. They try to torment the target individual and make the target individual identifying with these manipulations. And so these clowns around you are contracted to do these tormenting tactics. And they utilize these childlike individuals that you see like that. Now, when you see this kind of clowns, you expect them to be the clowns that they're supposed to be. And they involve in this program where they're doing very evil stuff to even children and women, right? But part of this program is to reconstruct the reality of what the target individual is in. For me, I've been thankful that I figured it out at some point. It took me some time, but I figured out how foul this low life are and who can partake. The most unimpressive trash can partake in this. And you can see, for example, right now where I live, right? This is inclusive of where you see this retard there. There are people who are so unimpressive who wants me to think they're just at war and this, and they have so out of touch with reality because they're like children that they don't know how they're being perceived. That's when you know that some people have like this lack of self-awareness because they're like children. For example, right now I was opening the door, somebody started playing with the keys because I'm supposed to be like, God, and this is some clown that I've been humiliating every day. I've been embarrassing, showing how this retard is supposed to make me subscribe to this manipulation. And so everybody participate in hopes that, okay, if we all act, because gaslighting is this, if we all act a certain way, if we do this systematic effort of trying to make somebody believe a false reality, he's going to subscribe to it, she's going to be subscribed to it. That's why you have to be strong. Because they have no shame. I'm telling you, they have no shame of how obvious things are. And they think that if we do this with no shame, you will identify with this. Because, like, as a man or as a woman who respect themselves, if you do things that are just too idiotic, and want that idiotic, not just to be funny, like you can be an idiot to be comical. I'm talking about idiotic in the sense of like doing something that is humiliating to you as a man or as a woman, insult your own intelligence, you will stop doing it. And do that in the purpose of actually want to sounding serious. They don't have that. So you have to be strong because you're going to be dealing with the clowns of at a majestic level. Reality is going to be reconstructed. And that's what you're saying here. Now they tell me they're going to frame me with children like that. Now, what scared me at one point, I hope that now these perps have understood that you're putting yourself in danger, because if you want to frame me and you pass by me and you have a scene, make a scene of some sort, you know at this point I'm going to react. You better understand that I'm on something else and I understand what this is about. If they're not on that, it's going to be dangerous. And I know that there are just the nothing, like I said, the government is utilizing. They contract these people to be the mean people that they're supposed to be. But these mean people are under the illusion that nothing mean can happen to them, which is the dangerous thing. Now, what you're seeing above is the people around are supposed to create this ecosystem to think that, oh, it's so funny, we got you. They're supposed to be like a sensible, everyday people that you as a target video see them and think, if they're laughing like that, it's so obvious. And they were laughing like, oh my gosh, you're into teenagers. And they was making themselves laugh. And you know why? Why he was saying that? Was supposed to be validating? So in 2020, after being a target individual, after knowing I was a target individual, after the V2K started, which is the manipulation of my thoughts process, on August 19, 2019, that's when it started. I was like, you know what? If things are going to end, let me live my last life. Like, let me enjoy myself or do the best I can. I wanted to go to Colombia. Right? And so I'm like, the ticket that cheap is because COVID started. And so, all the tickets were very cheap. I was like, let me just go to Colombia. I have a little bit of money left, saved up. Let me go there. So I download the app. And you can see, when you see this video, you're seeing these people on this dating app, where they're located. Medellin, Cartagena, the places in Colombia. So I kept swiping, because I'm like, if I'm going to Colombia, let me just start the conversation now. Who knows where I'm going to end up in Colombia? And who end up being a match within the age range that I desire, I'm going to send messages. Whatever. I'm not even, to be honest, even if I'm not really interested in, I'm going to send something. We'll see what's going to happen. So what you're seeing here is what's left, because I did that in 2020. This is probably pulled off from like last year or the year before. So there's not that many people like that. But I sent a bunch of messages. Some people actually responded back and stuff. But there was this one here, 38-year-old. Now, I looked at her like, she doesn't look really 38, but who knows, maybe it's one of those people who look just way younger than their age. People age differently. I'm not under the understanding that today, what I'm putting is dealing with the foulest of the low lives. Trash of trash. Top tier retards and disturbing low lives. That I'm in a different realm of reality. Where pedophilia is a lifestyle. I couldn't understand that. I couldn't believe it's like, okay, I'm already being manipulated this way, but this is my brain being manipulated. It's one thing. They wouldn't actually have children pretend to be adults. Like, this is just too nonsensical. I didn't know I'm involved in a program where pedophilia is a lifestyle and a tool to break people down. And with me, it's so disturbing because they use pedophilia and then try to make it seem like they're feminists. It's so disturbing. The feminism that's now utilized like a psyop? That's what they do. And so it was so disturbing. Like, I couldn't even believe that. I couldn't even believe that this is something somebody would do. Why would you have a child pretend to be a 38-year-old? Like, why? Because if somebody sees the age of 38, they're going to be like, okay, she's somebody who just looks like she's so much younger. But she's 38 years old. Like, it won't even come into you into thinking, oh, maybe somebody's pretending to. It's like, why? But today they're like, oh, you see what? This is proof. That person was not actually a 38-year-old. She pretended to be 30-year-old. We got you. We got you. Trapped. It's proof. You're into teenager. Look. You didn't know this 38-year-old was not a 30-year-old. Like, this is how fucking retarded it is. And this preps around. Start making themselves left, like this guy over there. Because today what's happening is they manipulate my brain in these disturbing ways. When I see teenage kids, even if I recognize them to be teenage kids, they stimulate me. Bah! Matter of fact, not too long ago, they brought up some nasty manipulation they do to me toward this like teenager in an ad. And you know, they do that to babies, like little kids. From little girls, little toddlers, little babies, to older kids. So when they get older, now what they can do with my brain is make me perceive these older kids, like teenage kids, in a way that I perceive women. And so they can play with my brain and rewire my brain this ways. So it's one of the manipulation, but it gets more extreme than that when they do that to the babies. It's the way they do these things. It's so nasty. They can try to make me look at the women, like at teenage girls' legs, the way I look at women. Try to play my brain in this way. It's so nasty. It's part of this program they can do that. They're rewiring your brain in these ways and then have this rules around you to supposed to gaslight you. In some cases, in my case, they even pretend to have children who are going to frame me. Like that, like that little clown. Do you see that's what kind of retardation is that? What kind of parent will even allow these things to be happening to their children? Like, what would you even say? What would you even allow your child? Like, hey, child, pretend you're getting raped. It's so disgusting. It's like, yeah, I'm going to use my own child to frame this man. And it's funny, earlier today, there was this thing about predator, how they catch predators. You know, obviously how they catch predators, they have adults or people presenting themselves as children to lure in these predators, and then surprise is actually the cops. This trash won't do this. These people are like, no, what we're doing is that we're having kids pretending to be adults. And then, it's so stupid. But obviously that's not what they're doing. What they're doing is just trying to paint a false reality and make me subscriptive of this manipulation. Because they're altering my mind. And it's not about reason and logicalness. They're supposed to push you into insanity and retardation. The worst part is, you see these people laughing. They really are want to laugh it off. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's an investigation. You're retarded trash. And like really laughing it off. Like, oh my god, they have no shame. But I'll put that in their faces. Okay, here's the people that knows no shame. Now, just to wrap this up. Earlier on, then after making my first try of making this video, they brought up, they were messing with me. There was an ad coming up and there's like a 15-year-old talking about trying to kill herself. I didn't even see her. They started making me imagine a child in my brain. And they made me imagine the 15-year-old that I made a video about in November of 2024. That was in an ad about Invisalign braces. And I made a whole video about that because they were fucking with me, as always. Excuse me, they were messing with my mind. Just giving me stimulation, perception. I thought initially I thought this is like a teenager, maybe 16, 17, around that age. But it was even younger. She was only 15. But they were playing my brain. Giving me texture, stimulation, and sensation. I was like, okay, that's so nasty. But the truth is, they do that to even much younger kids than that. It's so nasty. And this 15-year-old looked more like a 16, 17. Matter of fact, me saying that, they're like, oh, you thought she was like a 16, 17, huh? Now you pay trash ass. Every ways they try to gaslight you. These people who have the agenda of framing you with children. So they make me think of that. And I made the mistake of looking at the video I made in November of 2024. And they start stimulating me. And her legs, they try to make me. I was like, you do that to the babies, okay? I just made a video early on of a little 8-year-old and the way they were doing with this kid's feet. The extreme manipulation are degrading as hell, but you gotta be strong. And I've been consistently making sure that I put that in their faces. And this is not the validation. That they even would be feeling like they're validated because they have somebody who they tell me was not an actual 38-year-old, even though she put her age as 38. And for me to not think that she was not a 38-year-old, or think I should have known that she was not a 38-year-old. And that's proof. Like, you see, you didn't know she was 38, even though you should have known. I'm like, you clown trash. These people are actually the bottom feeders working for pedophiles. And it's amazing. And for me, I put that in their face. I already been bottomed out and do all the torture that this humiliating trash, low life working for top tier pedophiles. Sacrificing retard kids. Having parents that are non-existent to try to gaslight you. And then these retards don't know what they, like, in the circumstances I mean now. They're mean because they torture children. They're mean because they torture women. They're mean because they alter the mind in these disgusting ways. And they're so disturbingly retarded to think that I shouldn't feel like I should be mean to them. And I should think that this is just a feminist avenging group of trash low life. Target individuals, stay strong and see this low life where they are.